Hi everybody, we are on Skyline Trail and right now I have my camera pointed at a moose and the moose's little calf, and yeah, so that's pretty cool, our first animal sighting on the trail. We are currently at Mona Lake, which is about 2.5 kilometers in, and it's beautiful. Here I've circled the moose and her little baby calf. This here is Lorraine Lake. It's at the beginning of Skyline Trail, and we're still looking pretty fresh. It was an overcast day, but the views were still incredible. You can see here we are looking down from the view of Little Shovel campsite where we stayed, and I'm just getting the tent ready here. And it was a good thing because the rain started pouring down just shortly after we've got everything set up. On day two, as luck would have it, the rain stopped and clouds started to lift. We went on Little Shovel Pass during day two, and it was amazing, totally beautiful. Here you can see a marmot. We were pretty excited. He was our first marmot on the trail, so we spent lots of time watching him. But it turned out that there was marmots all the way through. But he was a good one. He was nice and fat, and he's bigger than our cats, and definitely did not mind the camera at all. He looks like he maybe was used to it. And yeah, so we hiked along Little Shovel Pass. It was a beautiful valley. You can see there's, again, tons of wildflowers, lots of incredible views all the way around us. And there was a pretty steady incline. We had lots of creeks and beautiful water sources, tons of flora. Here's a mushroom and cool little, I like this plant because I really want my hair to look like that. Yeah, so we really enjoyed all the flowers. The views of the mountains were incredible. We gained about 280 meters in elevation and made it to Big Shovel Pass. And of course, here we're definitely above the tree line. It's so beautiful, barren. You can see that we're at the same level as the snow. There's our buddy Graham. He's an 80-year-old hiker. All the marmots were hanging out with him at the top there. There's where we came from. You can see the valley there. When you see it from up top, it's pretty incredible to think you walked that far. This is a little baby marmot that we were enjoying watching. He's pretty chubby, pretty cute. We loved being at the snow line. Here you can see I look pretty excited, which anyone who knows me from last winter knows that I was pretty sick of winter, but apparently I got over it, and we're really enjoying the snow up here. We hung out for quite a while. On this snow you can see the pink hue. It's some sort of bacteria, so we didn't eat that snow. Here's another view of where we came from and where we're about to go. You can see this is the Big Shovel Pass, and it was kind of neat that we focused in here because if you look up top at the snow at the top and middle of the frame, that's actually where we're going. That's the notch, and I still can't get over the fact that I made it up there. Here I am heading through the Big Shovel Pass, and you can see it was just beautiful. There's no other words to describe it, and it would just blew my mind that we could experience this. So the next part of our journey on day two was to head into the area where the curator campsite would be, and so we enjoyed walking along this barren path and through this valley. Here we're at the top looking down, and if you look, this is the head wall that was at the base, the campsite. We looked up at that head wall, and yeah, here's our campsite. Here's the view. We have that beautiful waterfall, a very lovely lake, and there, if you look, the green tent is ours. It just faces out on the lake, and then yeah, there I am gathering some water for our dinner. Here's the head wall looking up at it from our campsite. Day three was a very, very exciting day for us. We saw so many cool things. It started off a little chilly, but we enjoyed our breakfast, and there you can see where we keep our food so the bears can't get at it. Hi everybody, we are at Curator Lake right now. As you can see, it's pretty spectacular. We've had 2 nights on the Skyline Trail so far. We stayed at Little Shovel Camp, and then we walked through the beautiful Little Shovel Pass. We stayed at Curator Camp, which was amazing, underneath a waterfall with a beautiful teeny little lake right outside of our tent door. Unfortunately, it was a kilometer down from the path, so we've hiked a little over a kilometer now to get to this lake, and yeah, it's a spectacular. And now we're going to hike all the way up there to that snow patch at the very top, and that's, I believe, where we'll find the notch. Here's another video of the area around the Curator Lake. As we get closer there, that's where the water goes down the waterfall, or part of the waterfall, we believe, that goes into our campground. This lake was crystal clear, and we enjoyed drinking from it. There's a bunch of other pictures here. Darren having a big slug of the water, and you can see it's just, yeah, so clear. There's a mushroom growing by the water, and of course another snow patch. We couldn't get enough of all the snow patches. There was quite a few birds we saw on this day. This is one little guy that he actually followed us partway up the trail. And so we started our hike up the trail, and it was, you'll see, I'm going to show a bunch of pictures of the lake as we got higher and higher. It just was so beautiful. The path was, it varied from large rocks and the rocks would get smaller till it turned to scree, which is tiny rocks, and when you walk on it you have to be careful because you can end up sliding down it. And of course, we also trekked across some snow patches, which you'll see coming up right now. I really appreciated, this is the first big hike we've been on with our hiking poles. Oh no, I guess we had them for Egypt Lake too. But I really appreciated them on the snow and the scree. As you see, we keep going up higher and getting closer to that notch and further away from the beautiful Curator Lake. And we enjoyed lots of different flowers yet again. You can see I kind of have a thing for all the plants that we find on our trip. Here we are, a little selfie on the trail. I was really impressed because the Egypt Lake hike was hard for me, and this one was pretty steep with lots of treacherous terrain, but I was able to do it. But I have to tell you, as we got to this place, I got a little nervous with the heights. But here I am trying to hold the camera, and if you could hear the audio going on in the background as I recorded Darren hiking up the snow, I am breathing very heavy and I'm hanging on to a rock for dear life. But yeah, we made it, and that was exciting. And so here I am. Oh yeah, gotta have one more view of the lake. Here I am making the last little, doing the last little stretch up to the very top. Alright, so we made it up to the top of the notch. You can see there's Curator Lake down below. I can't believe we hiked up there. A few snow patches to hike through, lots of scree. I learned maybe I'm a little scared of heights these days, but all in all, it's amazing. Incredible views. I think we're going to spend some time up here. So here I am sitting at the top enjoying the views of where we just came from and where we're going. At the top we met our friend from Tasmania. He says he's been hiking since the roaring 40s, and we didn't want to ask how old he was, but we did the math and we're guessing he's in his 80s, and he just inspires us because what an amazing lifetime he must live and still be able to see all these incredible sights. We enjoyed our time at the top, and there's the path of where we're going to. As you can see, we're going to hike along the top of the mountain. There you can see in the distance the Watchtower Mountain and a beautiful valley. We discovered one of the things we discovered is that there's cell service at the top of the mountain, so I was able to text some loved ones, some friends and family, that I was doing all right. There's some beautiful alpine flowers again, and just cool fungi and moss and lichen that grows up there. Here's me looking off to see where we're going, and walking on top of a mountain ridge is probably one of the coolest things I've done. I loved it so much I didn't want to come down once I saw the path that was leading us down to the valley, which you can see there. It's hard to see, but it's very zigzaggy to get all the way down. We're still at the top, and Darren is enjoying some fresh, pure glacier water. And we really enjoyed being able to get our water straight from the source before any human contact changed it. There's our friend, our 80-year-old friend, hiking past us. One thing we noticed is that bees are abundant at the top of the mountains. They work very hard on all these beautiful little purple plants, and yeah, there's tons of them. Here we're enjoying the view again, and you can kind of see the path there that we're going to take to get down to the bottom. That mountain you see there, I believe, is Amber Mountain, and here is me just trekking up for the final stretch of being above the tree line. You can see the beautiful rocks, lots of different colors up here. It's, in my mind, kind of the way I imagine hiking through Grand Canyon will be, and I cannot wait to do that this winter. There is another picture of a mountain. Can't get enough of those mountains. And I think that's called Center Mountain. And then Darren, here we're at the bottom, and Darren's just doing a creek crossing so that we can do our final few kilometers into our next campground, which is called Takara. And there'll be a few shots, you might have seen them in previous pictures already, of Takara Lake. And yeah, it's a very beautiful little meadow, valley, and we enjoyed walking through it very much. So yep, there I am, heading off to our final stretch, and in the distance there, on your left, you can see Mount Takara, and so yeah, we enjoyed hiking through there. I think that's Takara Lake there, and we got down to the tree line again. Yeah, beautiful little space. Camp Takara, you can see I have some pictures of it in day 4. It was a little more rustic than the other camps we stayed at. Tons of water on the ground, so we had to watch where we were walking. But yeah, it was beautiful scenery, so we quite enjoyed it. So on our last well, I guess it wasn't our last day of hiking, but our last day really above, at and above the tree line, we were lucky and got beautiful weather again, and the views were beautiful as well, and so we enjoyed very much the trek. We didn't have to hike too far this day. We wanted to make sure we felt rested enough to go up to a viewpoint at Signal Camp, so we only had to hike 5 kilometers, I think it was. You can see all the beautiful paintbrush in this area again, and we found a great rock to strike a pose on, as you can see right here. Hello everybody. We are just sitting here on a rock ledge making some tea and admiring the view. We are at the end of the Skyline Trail, so we're staying at the Signal Campground tonight, and then it's just 8.5 kilometers down to the parking lot where we parked, and yeah, you can see the river that goes past Jasper. I believe it's the Athabasca River, but I have to check. And there's Jasper right there. And then you can see some of the lakes down there. Maybe some blue. It's a hazy day, but doesn't matter. It's beautiful. And yeah, we're really enjoying our place to have a little picnic here. After we sat there for a while, we had to hustle down the mountain as there was a pretty impressive storm coming our way. And here you can see a picture of it coming through the valley. We made it back to the tent, and luckily that kept us dry from the rain. But then the mosquitoes came out, and they were pretty excessive. So that was our trip to Skyline Trail. The total kilometers were 44 kilometers for the hike, but we took we went to a few extra places, so we think it was around 45, 46 kilometers in total. The elevation was 1,928 meters, and the loss so mostly coming back down on the last day was 1,410 meter loss. Our camper was there, thank goodness, and we picked up our cats from Hinton. They enjoyed their little cat condo together, but they enjoyed our campsite at Wabasso even more so, and they seem to be getting pretty used to their leashes, which is great. Anyway, I hope you liked our video. If you did, please like us on YouTube and please subscribe. And we're looking forward to sharing our next adventure with you when we go on our hike to Berg Lake.